All right, we are live. I'm re-recording this one because the first one didn't work out too well. This is my first one ever, so welcome. I wanted to put a face to the voice. Welcome to the Speak Life Project. Um, okay, so what I want to do here is share my absolute favorite verse and kind of where all this started from, and then hopefully say something that would be of value to you to help you kind of know what to focus on maybe in life or what to aim for. So we're going to read from Galatians 6, verse 4. I use the Message Bible because it just makes sense even more than like the New King James. Just easier words. All right, this is it. Make a careful exploration of who you are and the work you have been given, and then sink yourself into that. Don't be impressed with yourself. Don't compare yourself with others. Each of you must take responsibility for doing the creative best you can with your own life. So here's the deal. We live in a life that is constantly working towards taking our attention and um, forcing us to forget about this God reality. And I think this is, for me, this is what life is. Um, through the spirit of adventure, God is calling us into this unknown, dangerous, um, challenging world. And he's asking us to voluntarily face that, pursue that, and then walk out that adventure. And life is like completely trying to take us away from that and help and force us to focus on safety, control, the mundane, the routine. Um, that like this tangible world is all that is reality. And I think what Christ showed us was that we are here to force the kingdom of God, to force the reality of this world to bend and to surrender to the kingdom of God. So when the storm was raging and Jesus is walking on the water, he calls Peter to walk on the waves. So mentally he's going, that's impossible. And Christ is saying, actually, there's a reality that's greater than what you know. And that's what I'm calling you to prioritize as the highest priority. And I think this adventure that we get to go on with God is literally us just trying to figure out what that means. I have no idea what the hell it means for me in my life, but I'm just like, okay, let's just go. We're going towards it. Don't know where it's leading. Super uncomfortable, making me do things like this. Scary. I have no idea where it's going to go, but there's a beauty in just like abandoning comfort and security and just getting out of that boat and walking on the waves. And so this verse is incredible because it it forces us in the reality that we are active participants in advancing the kingdom of God. And what I've come to realize in my life, just being raised in the church, is that we get to this place where we're complacent and we're lazy. And it's almost like God's going to do it for us. And I think the heart of the Father is he wants to do it with us. And there's a slight shift there, but that 1 degree changes everything. Because in one worldview, it's um, what we do doesn't really matter because God will just figure it out anyways, because his ways are higher than ours and it doesn't matter. Like what we do, our choices don't matter. The other worldview, the other 1 degree over on the other side is like, no, we get to make a careful exploration of who God is in us, who we were created to be. We have to figure out the work that we've been given because we are here to do work. Um, man, you can see that in the disciples. Like none of them, it's like they weren't called to like a life of comfort and safety and security and just kind of chilling out. Like it was work that ultimately led to their death. So you could say like life with God is working yourself to death. um, and I think for the disciples that was okay. Like like that was totally in line with their worldview because their priority number one was kingdom of God. Everything else doesn't matter, including their own life. So think of the freedom that that brings. Okay, so I actually don't care if I live or die because all I'm concerned about putting my energy in life and taking responsibility for is advancing Jesus, advancing the kingdom of God. Everything else comes secondary to that. So each of us must take responsibility for doing the creative best we can with the life that we've been given. Um, so that demands action on our life. We don't get to just pretend like we don't actually matter and that God isn't concerned with who we are and the action that we take. It forces responsibility, forces for us to voluntarily confront the things that are holding us back and through the reality of Jesus, destroy those things. So, my prayer, my hope for this whole channel, I guess, is how can I help to excite you to walk in that adventure that God is calling you? And how do I continually be that cheerleader that is going to keep pushing you into confronting the difficult things in your life? Because um, what I've come to realize, I think, is that I originally thought life with God would be the avoidance of difficulties and, butterflies and rainbows and like, oh, just like trust in God, ha ha ha. But I've come to realize it's actually forcing me to live in truth that constantly is confronting darkness and the difficult things in life because there's the opportunity to overcome them. And so that adventure with God that you are called to live is you actively, step by step, day by day, choosing to walk into that unknown and surrendering the fear that's trying to hold you back and keep you safe. Um, and surrender that fear to the faith and trust that, okay, if God is calling me there, that's all that matters. Everything else comes secondary to that. So I could keep talking but I really just wanted to make that point that we get to take responsibility for who we are, the work we're given, and then we get to sink ourselves into that. And the freedom of walking on that adventure is unreal. It is just, I mean, it is so exciting. Like it is incredible. Like there is a world of opportunity that we get to go through. There's like so many things we get to fail at. And what a cool place to be in. Like it is so exciting to me to think that I get to go on purpose with intention into this unknown world and calling that God's called me to. I don't know where the hell it's going. I don't know how it's going to happen. But also, that doesn't matter because all I get to focus on is just walking with my creator. Where it leads, man, I have no idea. So I hope that you feel that this could be a place that would serve that would fuel you to actively, voluntarily face um, the unknown in your life, and and position yourself to hear God calling you to whatever that might look like. Um, okay, you're awesome. You're here for a reason. There's intention behind your life. So read Galatians 6. Let me know what you think. Ciao.